Content distribution isn't about getting your content in front of the most people, it's about getting it in front of the right people. Not all channels will reach your target audience. That's why it's important to understand where your audience consumes content and conducts research. Identifying your audience's preferred channels is essential when building an effective content distribution strategy. Let's hear from Jen Bro, manager of HubSpot's social strategy and operations team, about the importance of researching your audience's content and channel preferences.
When HubSpot launched season 1 of our new podcast show, The Shake Up, we had to learn more about where our audience was learning about and listening to new podcasts. When building the show's content, the team had already done research on who the target audience was and what types of shows they were already listening to. So in order to reach that audience through paid distribution, we decided to meet them where they already were listening to podcast shows. We purchased ads on the podcast platforms they were listening on, bought host-read ads on the shows they were already listening to, and ran display ads on the websites they were visiting.
As Jen shared, you need to meet your audience where they are by conducting research and gathering insights. These 5 tips can help. First, use your buyer personas. Buyer personas are semi-fictional representations of your ideal customer based on market research and real data. They're one of the core elements to building an effective inbound marketing strategy since they inform your content and messaging. Buyer personas often include demographics, behavior patterns, motivations, challenges, and goals. They can even outline information about where your potential customers consume content or conduct research. Here's an example of a buyer persona, HR Tina manager, from a company named UKC, a global provider of pre-employment recruitment solutions. Here you'll find information about Tina's most used channels. Tina researches information online and chats with her colleagues to discover best practices. This means she could be influenced by social proof, so UKC should think about how they could use testimonials, social media, and referral programs to drive conversions. Relying on your buyer personas is a great place to start when seeking information about your target audience's online behaviors. Learn how to create a buyer persona by reviewing the link in the resources section. You should also conduct online research. You can find a lot of free information online about your buyer's content habits, especially from marketing and tech companies. Each year, HubSpot partners with Litmus and Wistia to publish a state of marketing report that helps marketers prioritize their strategies and outperform their goals. This report gathers data from over 1,500 marketers across the globe and includes insights and predictions from industry thought leaders. Another company you can rely on to find comprehensive marketing insights is the Content Marketing Institute. You'll find reports like this annual B2B content marketing report that shares data and insights about content creation and distribution. Check out both reports in the resources section. Collecting feedback from your current audience is another helpful option. There's several ways you can collect feedback, like sending online surveys, conducting one-on-one interviews, launching social media polls, or running focus groups. Online surveys and social media polls allow you to gather quick insights about specific topics. They also enable you to reach wider audiences without substantial time and effort. Fair warning, surveys can sometimes skew answers based on how a question is asked or the answer options provided. Conducting one-on-one interviews are more time-consuming than surveys or polls, but they allow you to gather more in-depth details. For example, you can ask clarifying questions or ask your interviewee to elaborate on their answers. One-on-one interviews are great for gathering qualitative insights that provide deeper perspectives. Focus groups are similar to one-on-one interviews, but they include more people. They allow you to collect qualitative feedback through a group discussion. However, focus groups can cause groupthink. This is when everyone rallies behind an idea for the sake of moving on or avoiding conflict. Collecting accurate feedback is all about asking open-ended questions to minimize this. If you're like most marketers, you might not have time to conduct thorough research about your target audience's preferred channels. That's why tapping into audience insight tools can help. Consider looking into SparkToro, a tool that crawls millions of social and web profiles to find what your target audience reads, listens to, watches, follows, and talks about online. For example, if you were looking to run podcast ads that reach college professors, this tool can provide a list of all the podcasts your target audience listens to. Social listening tools should also be considered. They allow you to monitor what your customers and prospects are saying about your business, products, content, and more. Consider looking into HubSpot's social media management software and Social Bakers. HubSpot gives you the power to easily monitor interactions, conversations, and audiences on social media, while Social Baker helps you uncover critical trends to understand your audience, competitors, and the entire market. Finally, you should review your analytics. This might not be as relevant for newer businesses, but for marketers who have already been distributing content, your analytics are a goldmine. You can discover where a majority of your leads and customers are coming from and incorporate that information into your content distribution strategy. Most content distribution platforms will already have built-in reporting and analytics, but to get an overview of all the channels your audience uses, consider using HubSpot's reporting software or Google Analytics. HubSpot has an attribution reporting feature that provides insight into which channels are influencing the most new contacts and customers. Google Analytics provides a traffic feature that identifies the channels your website visitors and target audience are coming from. Reviewing your analytics will help you discover the channels that are driving the most success so that you can feel confident using those channels again. Now that you have a few new ideas on how to identify your target audience's preferred channels, it's time to research. It doesn't matter how you go about your research, but it does matter how accurate and reliable your data is. Consider these options so you can ensure your content is reaching your target audience every time you hit publish.